Thanks, POV. It feels so good to be back to the office after all the chaos caused on the dinner table that day. I needed the fresh start. It has been 2 days since I haven't talked to my family properly, including Appa also. Yes, I'm angry. And why wouldn't I be? He did not even told me once before fixing my marriage. He felt hurt. But and out of all the people he only got to choose that idiot for me who has nothing expect from arrogance and rudeness in him. Only God knows which good quality Appa has seen in him, so he wanted me to get married to that arrogant freak when all I want to kill him with my own hands. His name is only enough to make my blood boil. Then how am I supposed to spend my whole life with him? And not to forget the way he talked to my father, that arrogant freak. If I even get a chance, I will teach him a good lesson someday. Good morning, uncle. I greeted guard uncle as I entered the building. He is a sweet person and always treats me like his own son. He has been working here from years since my father started the business. We are really honored for his love and sincerity towards the company. After greeting back several other employees on my way, I enter my office. The warm and fresh lavender aroma full me. I love lavender. It soothes my soul. I took a good 5 minute time and got settled on the chair. After all, it's time for some real work. Let's see which file I needed to work on. Author's POV. Taehyung was organizing the file when a file fell down from the table. He picked up the file and got confused because the file was supposed to be in his brother's cabin, as this is their upcoming project. He opened the file and saw there were no signature. What the heck? Why is it not signed yet? Did the meeting got postponed? Because I clearly remember the meeting was on Saturday. Taehyung asked himself. He was engaged in his thoughts when he saw other files. He was engaged in his thoughts when he saw the files of their upcoming project on the table, and this was enough for him to evince that many things had gone wrong in his absence. After a few moments, Taehyung was on his way to Jungkook's office to ask him about the files. Where on the halfway up, he met Mr. Han, Jungkook's secretary. He greeted him back and turned towards his brother's office, and as he was about to enter, a thought clicked his mind. He turned back and called for Han. Yes, sir, you called me? Yes. Can you tell me why these files was in my office when it was supposed to be in Hyung's office, and why is it not signed yet? When the meeting was scheduled on Saturday, they asked. Mr. Han was horrified hearing these questions, and the way Taehyung was glaring at him, Han knew that he had no option but then to speak the truth. Thanks to be betrayed is all what I am feeling now. First my family. My father didn't told me about that marriage proposal, and then my brother. He also didn't told me that the company is facing huge losses and we have lost a few of our important investors. The thing which is bothering me is not that nobody told me about this, but the fact that they tried to hide all this from me. Am I not Am I so incapable that they didn't even thought once before hiding this from me? I have also put my hard work in these projects. Didn't I deserve to get informed? Besides that, I also hold an important position in the company. What is wrong with everyone these days? Nobody think of me before taking any decision, even if it includes taking my life decision. Appa also did not thought to have a talk with me before fixing my marriage, and Hyung, he also did the same. Am I a burden on them and that they wanted to marry me off and get rid of that burden? Maybe yes. Here I am continuously crying inside my office from the past few hours. I know I should not cry, but trust me, I am trying, but I am not able to control my tears from falling. I didn't expect them to do something like this to me. After all, I was their lovely thing, right? Whoever has said that cry as much as you want, it will make you feel better, has lied gracefully. It hurts more and as much as you cry, you wouldn't feel better. Instead, you will get to know how broken you are from inside. Why did they have to do that? Was I really troubling them this much? They could have told me earlier. I wouldn't have said no to this marriage, but to my luck, now Jungkook will also not accept me after what I spoken on the dining table that day. In fact, nobody will. Others will be locked up himself in his room for the rest of the day, and as he was angry previously, so everyone thought that he is not coming downstairs because of his anger. Meanwhile, Taehyung was lying in his bed and on loop, thinking about everything that had happened today, and the same thoughts keep coming into his mind all over and over again. That is something which he had never thought in the million of years he would do. Next morning, Jian's interest raised. Jungkook was busy in a video conference where he needed a file immediately, so he called his secretary through the intercom. But even after numerous calls, Mr. Man isn't shown up. Having no other option, he decided to go and check by himself. Just a minute, I will be back, Jungkook said to his client and went outside. As he went outside, he saw the floor empty, but as he moved towards he heard some noise coming from downstairs. Jungkook quickly headed downstairs and saw a crowd gathered near the reception area. What is happening here? He asked in a strict tone, and as he said that, everyone looked towards him, but his eyes, well, where it could be when the boy is here, Mr. Kim, Jungkook whispered to himself, since, sir, I can handle the situation, you will not get disturbed anymore. Jungkook got off by Mr. Min by showing his palm. Is there something I can help you with, Mr. Kim? He asked, looking at Taehyung. Sir, I told Mr. Kim he need to get an appointment in order to meet you. I'm not talking to you, Mr. Min, so don't speak unless you want to get fired, Jungkook said in his strict tone. Everyone present there widened their eyes, hearing Jungkook. Yes, Mr. Kim, he asked again. I just want to have a few minutes talk with you, Taehyung said. This way, Mr. Kim, Jungkook said, showing him the way to his office, and they both left from there, leaving everyone in shock as they have ever seen in This side of the bus before Jungkook entered in his office with Taehyung following him from behind. "Have a seat, Mr. Kim," he said and went towards the office table. "Due to some problem, we cannot continue the meeting further. About rescheduling and rest of the thing, my secretary will inform you," Jungkook said and declined and closed his laptop. "I wonder what it could be, Mr. Kim. What brings you here to my office?" he asked while sitting on the chair. Taehyung was already seated on the chair opposite to his table. He looked up, meeting Jungkook's eyes, and said, "You don't need to cancel a meeting for me. You attend it. I will wait outside. It's not that important. Besides, I never do sacrifice for anyone," Jungkook said. "I am waiting. Mr. Kim, hurry up. I can't give you the whole day," Jungkook said and placed his folded hand and elbow on the table under, looking intimidating. Taehyung lowered his head and started fiddling with his hands. Jungkook noticed his freezing hands and asked him, "By the way, I forgot to ask you, tea or coffee?" "Mr. Kim, I hope you are fine with coffee. You say what you are here for and I will order your coffee," Jungkook said and was about to press the intercom button to order coffee for Taehyung when he said, "Will you marry me?" Taehyung said after a lot of debating. Jungkook froze on his spot and he thought Taehyung is here to make Jungkook apologize for speaking rudely to his father. Never in his dream he had thought of Taehyung asking him to marry him. It took Jungkook some time to recover from his bomb Taehyung had dropped on him a moment ago. Taehyung had just dropped him on a moment ago. "Weren't you the one who said that you will not marry someone like me, even if I would be the last choice left in the world? Why is such a change of thought, Mr. Kim? That too in a single day," Jungkook said, looking at Taehyung intensely. "I'm sorry, I shouldn't have behaved rudely that day, and for the proposal, I was disturbed by the fact that they announced about the marriage without my consent. But when I thought about it the other day, I think giving it a chance wouldn't do any wrong. Besides, my father had chosen you for me. I know he will never do anything which will hurt me. So, what's your say in this?" Taehyung asked. "What make you think that I will change my mind after hearing you?" Jungkook asked, raising his brow. Having no answer, Taehyung started looking here and there with raising his hands. "I need to think over it," Jungkook said, making Taehyung look up at him. "It's okay, you can take your time. There is no hurry," Taehyung said with a small smile. "Anything else?" Jungkook asked. "No, I have said what I wanted to. I shall take my leave now," Taehyung said and got up from his seat and left his office, but not before turning back and taking a glance at Jungkook. Meanwhile, Jungkook is looking at the retreating figure of thinking about what had happened just now. Jungkook's POV at night. Jeon resident. Is he a bipolar or what? One moment he doesn't want me to marry, even if I would be the last person left on the planet. And the next day he came into my office and asked me if I will marry him. I thought the discussion got ended that day and I will not have to do anything to call off this marriage, as there is no from both of the sides. But look at things now, how they have got twisted. I know there is something he is hiding. I saw it in his eyes because that was not his usual safe self. The fearless and confident Taehyung whom I met few days ago, that Taehyung couldn't look that helpless without any reason. Sometimes some things might have happened. I need to find out, but I can't ruin his life even if he himself wanted to. He deserves all the happiness in the world which he will never get by marrying me. And the call. Others POV. Next day in the evening, Jungkook pulled up his car in front of Kim's residence as he has taken the decision, but he doesn't have Taehyung's number now. Taehyung has gone to his office today, so he doesn't have any other way to contact him other than coming to his house. Jungkook rang the doorbell and waited for someone to show up. He had made up his mind that he will call Taehyung outside, and after explaining everything, he will quickly left from there. But to his luck, Mrs. Kim opened the door. Jungkook, Mrs. Kim said, "Come inside, I am calling Yoongi. You are here to meet him, right?" "No, I am not here to meet him. Can you please call He is here to pick me up," Taehyung said loudly, cutting Jungkook off. "They both looked towards Taehyung. To pick you up?" said Mrs. Kim, being confused. "Yeah. We all are going to a ice cream parlor. It's a treat from YN and Hobi-hyung. Hobi has sent him to pick me up as he was crossing from here," they said. "Oh," said Mrs. Kim. "Let's go, we are getting late," Taehyung said and hurriedly hugged his mother, then closed the door and dragged Jungkook from there. "Seriously, ice cream parlor?" Jungkook asked as they are now sitting inside the car and heading to the nearby ice cream parlor. "I don't have any other option left, and this is the safest excuse," they said. "Like your mother wouldn't get to know?" he asked. "This is why you are heading to an ice cream parlor? You can drop me there. You should thank me for saving you. Thanks to God I saw you coming out from your car from the terrace and got ready at time. Otherwise Mom would have killed you by asking thousands of questions." Jungkook launched, hearing his chants. "But why did you have to come to my house? You could have texted me to come and meet you. Then how will the possibility to get me getting killed by your mother's thousand of questions will arise?" Jungkook said sarcastically. "I like adventure, that's why I chose to come to your house instead of texting you." "Okay, I accept it was my fault. Now stop with your sarcastic replies," Taehyung said. "By the way, you have made your decision?" Taehyung asked, looking at him instantly. "Yes, but before that, I want to ask you something," Jungkook said. "What it is?" they asked. "What are you hiding from everyone?" Taehyung's eyes widened after hearing him. "I'm not hiding anything." "Yes, you are." "No, I'm not. Mr. Kim, I will not be able to help you unless you tell me about your problem. Hiding things can never be the solution to your problems," Jungkook said. Tears filling Taehyung's eyes upon hearing him. "People can hide things from me, but I can't even hide my emotions now." "Wow, what a fair world," they said in his broken voice, and he broke down in tears. Jungkook stopped at his car, hearing his cry. "Why are you crying?" Jungkook asked. "I thought you are not like others, but you are. You also turned out like them. If you can't help me, then at least don't blame me. It's not my fault. I didn't know they thought of me as a bub." Taehyung stopped speaking after realizing he is revealing everything to Jungkook. think of me as a Jungkook asked. Complete that sentence. He said nothing. And why would I tell you? It's not like you are going to fix things for me. Open the door. Lock. I don't want to go anywhere with you, they said. The door will not open unless I want, and I wouldn't let you go before you answer my questions. Jungkook said calmly, now tell me truthfully, did your family members did anything? They kept quiet for a few seconds and said no, why would they? He replied with a glint of sadness in his eyes. Why can I sense lie in your answer? Then, listen, Mr. Kim, the door will not open unless you will answer me truthfully. Jungkook said, now you will. So now you will force me, they said with eyes full of tears. I am not forcing you. Yes, you are, Taehyung said in his broken voice, cutting Jungkook off. Okay, fine, don't tell me, but please stop crying, he said calmly and forwarded his handkerchief towards Taehyung, which he refused to take. Now open the door and let me go. I have to go back home. I will drop you. You are not going alone, Jungkook said and drive back to his house. He stopped at his car in front of Taehyung's house. Thanks for the ride, they said, and was about to open the car door when Jungkook said, wait, Mr. Kim. Don't you want to know about my decision? What is left to know? I already know your answer. Saying this, Taehyung opened the door and was about to get off from the car when Jungkook held his wrist from behind and said, you are getting me wrong, Mrs. Jian. Thanks, POV. Kim's residence. Mrs. Jian, the identity is only enough to give me goosebumps, and the way Jungkook spelled those words made me more worse. The journey from Mr. Kim to Mrs. Jian was very unpredictable, but I guess, this is the fate now. Fate, the word is mystery in itself. Nobody knows about it. We can only pray for it to turn out in our favor. If it turns out in your favor, then you are lucky. If it doesn't, then congratulations, you have been chosen for fighting the battle. Here you win or lose, it doesn't matter, cause at the end of the day, only your faith will decide what will happen. If it once it can make you feel the happiest person on the planet, but it can also make you the most miserable one and then force you to do something you can never think of. I never thought that I will use someone in order to get away from my misery, but look at me now. I am using Jungkook, the person whom people called the most selfish, but the truth is, no one can be more selfish than me. I'm sorry, Jungkook, I didn't have any other option left with me. I hope I can trust you, cause I have no more strength to withstand any betrayal and rebuke. Please don't break my trust, and if possible, then please forgive me. Others will be apart now. I am not going to listen to you. It's been 5 days. They hasn't talked any of us. We have given him enough time now. We should go and apologize to him, Yogi said. Yes, you are right. He has never become this angry. It's been 5 days. My Tete hasn't talked to me, Mr. Kim said sadly. He is upstairs in his room and the room is also not locked. I think he has forgotten to lock it. This is perfect time. We should go and talk to him, said Mrs. Kim. Then let's go. What we are waiting for, said and Yoongi take out Taehyung's favorite ice cream from the fridge. He brought it yesterday for his Tete. He will not say no to it, Mr. Kim said. Then all of them went upstairs to Taehyung's room. Yoongi knocked on the door before entering, cause like Mrs. Kim said, it was already open. Where are you, my little bear? Yoongi said, because Taehyung get irritated when he speak like this. Taehyung was reading a book in his balcony, but he turned his face towards the door upon hearing Yoongi's voice. He saw Yoongi along with his parents behind him entering his room. He stood up from the couch and went inside his room towards them. Yes, Young, Taehyung said. What brings you all here? Is everything okay? They asked. Nothing can be okay since you are angry with us. Now, son, I'm sorry. Punish me if you want, but please talk to me. I can't bear your ignorance anymore. I beg you. So please, said Mr. Kim with holding hands and teary eyes. Appa, you don't need to beg me for anything, and all of that happened in the past. So let that be in past. Talking about it will not do any good to us, Taehyung said, and I'm not angry with all of you, I'm just upset with myself. He whispered the last part. Let's forget about what happened that day. It's all in the past now, they said with a smile. Dear, I should have talked to you before inviting them. I'm sorry for that. Oh, Appa, I told you, right? There is no need to apologize, Taehyung said, cutting off Mr. Kim and hugged him after saying, you don't need to apologize for anything, he whispered to himself. Well, I have a news to share with all of you, Taehyung said, breaking the hug. What news? Mr. Kim asked, wiping her tears as she got emotional after witnessing the father-son emotional moment. Just then, Mr. Kim's phone started ringing. Mr. Kim got a little bit shocked after seeing the caller ID. Yes, Mr. Jian, he said. Except from the hedge, they all got confused about why Mr. Jian them calling now. Mr. Kim hung up the call after talking with Mr. Jian and asked Taehyung, why? What am I hearing, Tae? You agreed to get married to Jungkook? What? Yoongi said, being utterly shocked. Yes, Appa, you heard it right. I got agreed to marry him, Taehyung said, but you don't wanted to marry him that day, so what made you change your mind now, Tete? Yoongi asked him immediately. Yes, I didn't want to marry him that day, but after I thought about it with cool mind, I think he is not that bad. I mean, we can work this marriage out together if we want. Then I contacted Jungkook and he also said the same thing too. So yeah, the marriage is happening now, Taehyung said. Are you sure about this? Asked Yoongi. Yes, Young, I am. Okay then. But the problem is that they want the marriage to happen within 10 days and the engagement on tomorrow. Are you fine with this? Mr. Kim asked. Yeah, I don't have any problem, Taehyung said. Okay then, tomorrow is your engagement ceremony. So everyone, this is the end of today's episode. I'll see you tomorrow with another episode. Till then, take care of yourself and be happy and healthy. Bye bye.